The typewriter. You could find this device in most offices in the 20th century. This machine provided jobs and positions in the workforce for women. And this device has been made largely obsolete because of the comings of the personal computer in the 21st century. However, in this documentary, I want to explain why it is still important that we have these machines, what their future is, and why they are important to our history. The very first ideas for a manual typewriter was as far back as 1575, when an Italian printmaker had the idea of a machine that could print letters onto paper. However, the first commercially viable typewriter didn't come until as late as 1865. In the early stages of the typewriter, many different designs were made to explore the ideas how printing could be done. In the late 19th century and the early 20th century, designs, mechanical designs, were very different from one another. That was because the manufacturers were exploring different ideas which would work best for people that would be using these machines. Here you are shown one of such designs. This is a blind typewriter, where you couldn't see what you have typed until you lifted up the carriage.
The typewriter has greatly influenced the business, commercial, and economic progress of the nation. Today, typewriters enable women and girls to perform military and industrial services as important as those performed by men.
It is the greatest. The way a Remington quiet writer helps stimulate interest in the young people, brings out the best in them. You know something, the minute you get your hands on this wonderful portable, you find yourself with an urge to express yourself.
This is the best thing that's happened to typing since electricity. The IBM Selectric typewriter.
The 60s and 70s were known as the Space Age. Typewriters from this era were usually very colorful and more lightweight than the old 1920s machines that you would see. Usually those machines from that era would also be black. While husbands would be fighting in the World War in the 1940s, women were out looking for jobs. They really didn't have a position in the workforce, but when they did, it usually was to be a typist. Therefore, typewriters really helped bringing women out from their homes into the workforce and gave them a position. But advertisements from the 1800s already showed the opportunities that typewriter created for women. With the arrival of the personal computer in the 1980s, the typewriter became less and less necessary and was considered a thing of the past. However, typewriters were never officially called obsolete. This was due to the fact that these machines are still used frequently. Unlike the computer, typewriters offer simplicity and sustainability. Despite the fact that this machine from 1909 is 105 years old, it still works very well. You might be surprised to how many people still use a manual typewriter in 2014. Although we've entered the 21st century quite a while ago, typewriters seem to have maintained a certain status. Over this past summer, more than 10,000 units in Europe alone have been sold. This is due to the fact that both the government of Germany and Russia have returned to the manual typewriter. This was in order to avoid having secret information leaked out. It might come to you as a surprise that the typewriter is facing any future at all. Lots of beginning writers seem to start off their career using a manual typewriter. The process of slowing down and the lack of spell check seems to improve the quality of their writing. Typewriters are also commonly used for artistic purposes, and therefore it doesn't look like it's gonna die anytime soon.